I went to school at the Mobridge High School. I never did go to school on the reservation. It was always off the reservation.
Okay.
I did go to a boarding school though.
Oh, and how was that?
Um, it was different. The nuns ran the school. It was Marty Indian School here in South Dakota, and that's over by Yankton. And it was really different, very strict, uh, very uh, structured.
Okay. So was that school primarily Native American?
Yes, it was. It was
And then
all
Mobridge
Native
High
American.
School,
Yes.
all Native American? And then Mobridge High School was probably primarily white at the time?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay. And at Mobridge High School, do you feel as though your educators reached out to you as well as they reached out to the other non-native students?
No, I had. There was a few teachers that were really good, and a couple, and my principals that were at the school were wonderful to me, but a lot of the teachers didn't reach out, and I don't know that they were prejudiced or anything like that. I just don't feel like I got education that the rest of the kids got.
So, what was your experience then at the boarding school that you went to?
Uh, when I was there, it was really good. I had a lot of friends. I felt like I really fit in, um, and I didn't feel like I was out of place.
So, do you feel as though your race worked against you in any way during your education?
Yes, I do. What I thought was that they didn't think that I was good enough or that I was smart enough to learn, and they didn't push me as hard as they should have.
Okay. So they sort of made assumptions about your intelligence and then treated you according to that?
Yes, I think that what needs to happen is that there has to be a better understanding of how a Native American is, because I think that a lot of people think that all Native Americans are the same, and they have no idea what kind of home that a Native American comes from, and they come from large households where there's grandma and mom and uncles and aunts and cousins and brothers and sisters all living under one roof. And then sometimes they come from a broken home where the father is an alcoholic and the mother is nowhere to be seen. And then the other times it's the mother that's the alcoholic and the father is nowhere to be seen. And the children, they struggle a lot, and there just has to be a lot of understanding and a lot of patience, and I think a lot of caring and for those children that come from the reservation or come from Native American homes. I think that they did a better job with my children than they did with us because they had learned more about um, the Native American children, but there's so much that they still have to learn.
Do you feel as though you were considered to be Native American by your peers and teachers?
I don't think anything that my peers or teachers did was racially motivated. I don't think that they noticed me differently than I noticed them.
Do you feel as though your race worked against you in any way during school?
During school, no. I would say that my lack of effort worked against me, but not my race.
Today there's a push in education towards cultural understanding. We as future educators are being taught in multiple classes to realize cultural differences in students and how they may affect a teacher's view of that student. For example, not every culture believes in direct eye contact during conversation, and yet many teachers, who are often middle-class white females, might look down on a student who does not maintain eye contact when being spoken to. Thus, educators are being taught to understand cultural differences and make sure not to unfairly react. Furthermore, future educators are being taught to utilize cultural relevancy. It is understood that education simply works better when relevant for that student. Thus, education is pushing to provide lessons which are relevant to all students, meaning teachers need to actually know something about the cultures of their students. For example, the class this project is for is a Native American culture class, and it is required just to get through the teacher education program here at USD.
I think definitely cultural understanding, the portion of cultural understanding is a positive, but I'm not so sure about the portion that refers to cultural relevancy, because that's treating someone as though they're different because of their race. And I personally don't think that that's how children or students should be treated.
Well, I know at Mobridge High School we specifically read books in our language arts classes, Water Lily, stuff that sort of related to Native Americans, as well as books that were more, I don't know, white directed. And I think that's sort of what that is referring to. So what is it that you feel about that?
I guess I felt when we were reading it that it was more of like a South Dakota type history, because that's the area that we're from, and that's what happened in the area, more than it was because some of our students are Native American. It's definitely nice to see that it is understood that people are brought up differently, whether it be because of their race or because of, just the class of their family or anything like that. But it's nice to see that people are getting fair treatment.
I welcome it. I think that it's a wonderful thing that is being done, because the more the educators know about the Native American cultures and all other cultures, the better they'll understand and be able to teach those children. I'm excited about it because I'm thinking that my grandchildren will benefit from it. Maybe even my great-grandchildren will benefit. And that's exciting for me.